Today I'm going to show you how I will draw a head and add an expression to a character reacting to something off screen. So I'll also show you how to put in an anticipation move for that quick head turn. So I roughen the sphere, bisect it with line going down for the middle of the face, and one going across, and that one will anchor where the eyeball bottoms are. Put in some hair. This is just generic hair and a generic face, really. Here's a generic nose. Give him a little bit of cheek. Now here I'm putting in a couple lines that are, I would call the laugh lines, and they would describe the limits of the mouth, the sides of the mouth. I put in a bottom lip, and here's a little bit of a chin. Make a stroke upward for the jaw line, his jowl. Now here I'm going above the original circle that I made for the head, as I consider that circle usually to be just the basis of the inside of the skull. Now erase some of the construction lines because you don't really need those, so just use the back end of the Cintiq pen, the Wacom Cintiq pen, to do this erasing. I could have just used the eraser tool and the front end of the pen, but I decided here to just use the back end of the pen, which functions as an eraser. And you can see I didn't really need to get all that exact with my erasing. And in some cases there are double lines left. And go above the eye, below the eyebrow. And here I'm just taking out inside the hair. These are typical cartoon pieces of hair that flop around as a character moves. So here I've added another layer, and I've got on the onion skin so I can see. This is an old version of Storyboard Pro. This might be version 2 that I'm using here. So the interface is a little bit different than version 4 and 5. Here I have lowered the eyebrow down, and his eyes will be closed. There's the other eyebrow down, and I've kept his head in the same place. So I'm just, for this anticipation drawing, just lowering his eyebrows, keeping his head in the same spot. I lengthen out the mouth a little bit, trace over the head. I lift up the cheek and expand it a bit to show that his face is compacting somewhat. Keep the ear in the same spot, basically. And that's what that drawing looks like. That's the anticipation drawing. Now I've added yet another layer, and for this drawing, I'm going to move his head to the right. That's kind of the same size as the entire head. And for this, I'm roughing in the eyeball, raising the eyebrow up, and his hair has gone up because he's made a fast move to turn to the right. Roughen the nose, same volume for the nose as in the 3/4 front. Turned off the other layer so I can now just draw without them on and draw his mouth open, filled it in a little bit. There's his lower lip, his chin has receded back, and there's the jawline, roughen the ear. It's approximately where the ear should go. Give him a bit of a neck, and now start erasing. You clean this up so people can see and understand what it is you're trying to get across without guessing what's this and what's that. This also helps your assistant if you have a person cleaning up after you, helps them to figure out what it is you're looking for. And now when we look at each head separately, turn off the onion skin. There's one layer, another layer, and another layer. And there's the guy starting out, and he antics down and turns his head.